Welcome to the Shenmue AM2 podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Shenmue AM2 podcast. We're your hosts, Andrew
And Matt.
And we're here with episode 19. This week, why do I keep saying week? I say week every time.
That's okay.
This episode is talking about, we're going to talk about the Shenmue KickStarter, the latest one. It's episode, and now I say episode when I don't want to say episode.
You're going through an episode.
Do we just want to start this over?
I don't know. This is funny.
Botchamania here. We're going to talk about the latest KickStarter update. We're keeping this. I'm determined. Update number 69. Wow, I tripped over my words.
At least you didn't, trip over 69. You didn't even make note of it.
Har, har, har.
You took the high road. Alright, so what happened on Update 69?
Update 69, we got two things. And I really hope, just before we actually get into the Kickstarter update, the content of it, I think the Kickstarter updates are going to be kind of like this going forward, I hope, where we get information about something in the future and a little tidbit for right now. I think it makes sense for them to do that because a lot of people, when there's something that they're like, hey, we're not doing this, or this is something that's going to happen in the future, okay, but that's news for another time. I need something now, right?
Well, I mean, they've been working on this for over 2 years now, so they must have lots of stuff they can dole out to us a little bit at a time.
Here's hoping.
There's pretty much no excuse not to give us little tidbits from now on.
And this was essentially little tidbits. Similar to something that was in the last one, there was a little bit of character art. So this time we had three characters shown. What appears to be a younger girl with a broom. Who I think, she looks like some sort of shrine maiden, maybe. She probably works at some sort of shrine. And she reminds me of Feng Mei.
Yeah, and she also reminds me of Akari Ichijo from The Last Blade, except a different color outfit.
Sure, I'm going to take your word for that. He literally just showed me a picture of her two here on the camera. The second character shown was what appears to be a middle-aged, slightly overweight housewife with curlers in her hair. Curlers that match her dress. They do.
Her skirt.
They do.
She's going for a whole look. Like, she probably keeps those curlers in the whole time, like all day.
Well, yeah, why go to the extent of matching them with your skirt if you're not going to leave them in, right?
Exactly, yeah. And the 3D model looks terrifying. The curlers, they look just like... she looks like she has some sort of cactus head.
The character models are pretty neat.
Yeah.
I'm glad they included them because it kind of gives you... literally, it talks about perspectives in the description of them, but it gives you the perspective from different angles and a little behind the scenes of how they physically build a character in the game. And then the third one here is an older man, and he has something in his mouth.
Probably, it's a pipe. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, from afar I thought I was going to guess toothbrush, but that wouldn't have made sense. And he's wearing maroon pants. They look like hammer pants.
A vest.
A vest. And then a bright red shirt with pipe and some brown shoes.
A brown vest with Charlie Brown squiggles on him. It says under his picture, it says, "My, what lovely facial hair you have," but the picture's too small to even really see it.
Little Fu Manchu or something, doesn't he?
I can't tell. There must be bigger pictures than this, but I can't figure it out on the Kickstarter.
Interesting characters, but they do these ones combined with the other one, and share your thoughts on this. Do you think they look really character-y? Like they're characters? So when I say that, what I mean is, like, an example from Shenmue 1, you have, say, Mark Kimberly that you work with.
Yeah.
And then you have someone like Goro.
Okay.
these seem like Goro-like people to me.
Oh, they seem like
Over the top.
lovable misfits.
Not necessarily that like a specific trait about them, but they seem like they're going to really be characters.
Yeah.
As opposed to, someone like Mark Kimberly who has a job, normal guy.
Yeah. I think that girl with the broom might be a normal person, but
what does it say under hers? A strong-willed girl she seems. And what does the woman say?
Be on the lookout for shirt button projectiles. For the larger woman, that's kind of funny.
Subtle there. For the larger woman.
The larger woman.
The podcast here does not mean to offend anyone. They seem charactery to me, as well as the gentleman from the last one that the internet has deemed Boro.
Do these ones have names yet?
I don't think these... Oh, I haven't looked online to see if these have unofficial names.
They must.
If not, we can do some right now.
Oh, God.
What name would you give the girl?
Sweepy.
You're everything that's wrong with the internet.
I was on the spot.
Just anyone that's listening to this with the internet being able to give something names, Google Bodie McBoatface. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. We're not going to get into it. Google it, internet. You'll have a good laugh. I would name that girl...
Broomy McBroomface.
Broomy McBroomface. No, See, I want to think of a Japanese name, but I don't really know one.
Ikari. She's probably not Japanese.
Meguma.
I don't think that's...
No, she's probably not Japanese. She's probably Chinese when we're thinking about this here, so...
Ling. She's Ling. I don't know many Chinese names.
Yeah. Well, okay. Maud. Her name is Maud.
Okay. And his name?
What would you name him? Well, I think of something here to stall time.
Grandpa Hammerpants. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Please, Grandpa, don't hurt him. Yeah, and I'm worried that there's going to be these, and let me preface this, these could be absolutely minor characters that you see in passing that you can barely interact with.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't go too over top with the characters. I want to see more Marks, less Toms, less Goros.
Oh, yeah?
If that makes sense. I do want those Toms and Goros to be there, but I want it to be the majority of normal people that you would see in a regular day-to-day setting.
Yeah.
That you would encounter in your own real life. And not these, hey, man, what's grooving, bro? Mm-hmm. I'm worried that there's going to be too much of that.
Well, yeah, we can hope that if any of these three characters are going to be that, it's the lady with the hair curlers. I picture her with a rolling pin chasing her.
I was literally going to say chasing you with a rolling pin. That's hilarious. Yeah. And she leaves the iron on, sitting there hot.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband's probably sitting there watching television, smoking. Maybe they're husband and wife, those bottom two.
I could see that.
Yeah, and he sits on his ass all day watching television. She's fed up.
Fetch my pipe.
She's fed up.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't deserve to be treated like that. Mm-hmm. She works hard.
She's barely motivated to put those curlers in her hair anymore.
I think she sleeps with the man, personally.
What else happened on this? The title changed, right?
Yes, I do like the new one. It's a bit more purdy.
The issue with the original font was that Yu Suzuki assumed that people can't read cursive anymore. And, I mean, I know what it is, I know what it's trying to say, but it kind of does look like 3 M's in a row. M, M, M.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you can read cursive, if you're younger than teenage, then older than teenager, you should be fine. But this younger generation, they don't even learn this shit anymore.
We were talking about it at work, a couple people, and we just sat there and we tried to write a capital and lowercase letter for every letter in the alphabet in cursive, and it was challenging.
I can only do it with my name. Yeah.
Well, that's really the only thing that we write, generally, is our own signature, and that's chicken scratch for the most part.
But at least I can read it.
Exactly. Shenmue. And then that's a 3 at the end, right?
Oh.
It's a 3?
Is it? I thought it was a cage.
No. It's a jail cell. Rhea went to jail. Directly to jail. He didn't collect $200. He did not pass go.
Oh.
I said those things in the wrong order.
I'll reverse them in post.
In case there's any Monopoly snobs out there. Yeah. The other part was they announced that they're going to Gamescom.
Hooray!
Which I find really odd because they previously announced that they didn't plan on doing any cons this summer.
Did they?
Yes. But yeah, so I guess there was 3 things in here because there's the characters, the logo change, and the Gamescom thing. I wish there was a little bit more details about Gamescom.
They're going to show movie clips. Whatever those are.
Not literally, you're one of those people that touch the computer screen. I hate you.
It's my own computer screen.
He's putting his palm all over it. It's, you literally just gave me diabetes. He licked his screen and licked his finger and touched the screen. It's disgusting. Yeah, I wish there was a little bit more finite details of
You will see Rio's face.
No, of when they're doing stuff at Gamescom.
Oh, because is it a week long?
Gamescom is 4 or 5 days, I think.
But they have conferences, don't they?
They do, but I don't think they're as planned out as E3, if that's a good way to compare it. Because I definitely, if we can sit in my basement and watch this and actually get footage, knock on wood.
You knocked on.
I knocked on paper. Paper used to be wood. I knocked on wood. If we can get some actual reaction footage, I would love to see it.
So you wish they would say oh, we're going to be at such and such a company's press conference. Maybe they aren't going to be at any press conference, and they're just going to be hey, we have a booth.
Yeah. They could very well do that and just at some random time post something to the Kickstarter.
Reporters come shoot your off-screen footage.
But I mean, there are people that are going to be there. By the looks of things, Pete from the Shenmue Dojo, Pete Campbell, I think he's going.
Okay.
So, lucky bastard. Yeah, I'd love to just have more details of. My guess is it's going to be a Kickstarter update the first day.
Yeah. So it won't even matter if we tune into any Gamescom footage or Gamescom coverage, because we'll just get it in the Kickstarter update.
I imagine we'll get it in the Kickstarter update, because then it's a way for them to check off one more Kickstarter update as well.
Yeah.
Which for them it makes sense, right? Why create more work for yourself?
I guess, but I would prefer the just the experience of seeing it revealed on a stage live.
Oh,
and then maybe a few hours later put it on the Kickstarter.
Absolutely, I'm in the same boat. And do kind of what they did with the original Kickstarter announcement was they had the Kickstarter, they announced it during PSX, but then they had kind of an extended trailer immediately released afterwards as well. And if we got something like that, it'd be fantastic. We deserve something.
Yep. Well, I think we covered everything, didn't we?
Just go back up for a moment here. I just wonder. So we'll be attending Germany's mid-August game event. Plan to show our newest movie clips, share the latest updates, and even make some new announcements.
New announcements.
I think one of those announcements is definitely going to be the actual them coming out and saying this is going to be 4K.
Oh yeah.
I also think they might give us a bit of a smaller release window, hopefully narrowed down a little bit.
There's no way they're announcing Shenmue HD. It's not theirs to do anyways. That's really the only announcement that I'm hoping for.
Yeah, and we are going to address that in our next episode.
You're going to crush all my dreams in the next episode.
I've done a lot of research, and We're devoting an entire episode to it. But yeah, I think other announcements that they could possibly do, announce some new characters, maybe actually show Rio's face. I know that's been grinding your gears.
Yeah. Could announce new modes of extra modes or something, maybe.
Would you be interested in, like, if they made an announcement, like, with, say, they did it with Sleeping Dogs, and there's one in Yakuza as well, like an underground fighting add-on.
Add-on? What do you mean?
Well, in the Yakuza games, there's just an underground fighting ring you can join. In the Sleeping Dogs game, it was DLC. I think it's actually included with the definitive versions for Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah.
But would you be interested if there was something like that? If that was an announcement, say, hey, this is going to be a feature in this game?
Yeah, I always love a good fight club.
Do you think they'll announce any DLC for this game?
I guess that would count as an announcement. DLC. I think it's early, though. I think
it's early. Do you think in general they'll announce any?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no DLC for this game. But I could be wrong.
I want to say no, but my brain is just saying, oh, absolutely. They literally have us by the cojones, right?
Mm-hmm.
They saw how fast they raised $2 million.
Yeah.
What's, $5 more for a DLC pack? Right?
I guess. That's true. But would they be...
They wouldn't announce that yet, I don't think. That could be Gamescom next year or something.
Yeah. I really hope it wouldn't be something that was originally planned to be in the game that they just leave out to sell us later.
Yeah. That does happen a lot with games now.
Well, I feel it used to be prevalent, but I think companies have gotten better about not doing that, about just starting work on their DLC when the game launches. But this is a small game and a small team, so I think it'd be more tempting for them to do that if they're going to do DLC at all.
I think another announcement that could be released is when they're going to be sending out
surveys
and stuff.
Mm.
One thing that occurred to me, so I've been trying to amass a Shenmue collection here, and lately I've been picking up some of the player's guides that just off eBay. And I was whenever I get them, I have all the English ones. I'm getting the Japanese ones now. I don't read Japanese, so I'm just kind of looking at the pictures and figuring out where things would belong in the game.
Mm.
Most of these books have pictures of all the collectible items.
Oh, yeah?
It never occurred to me we could be part of other stuff.
What do you mean?
So, say for example, Prima Games or Brady Games decides to do a Shenmue Player's Guide.
Shenmue 3?
Shenmue 3 Player's Guide.
Yeah.
Well, if they have all of the content, like all of the collectibles in there...
Oh, yeah.
My face and an action figure of you are going to be in that book, probably.
True. These are all the action figures you need to complete Rio's collection. Here's little pictures of them all. That'd be neat.
I mean, they could get away with just, like, the Xbox Prima English one for Shenmue 2 just has a list of them. They could theoretically do that way.
Mm.
But even my name being in that book, which also leads to the other thing, is what type of disclaimers and stuff are we going to need to sign, because our likeness is going to be in this game, right?
Yeah. Gonna sign away that soul. I'll do it, Shenmue, I'll do it.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of the episode of The Simpsons.
When Bart gives away his soul?
Yeah, and he's offered like a race car and stuff for it.
Gives it to Milhouse.
Yeah. I really hope there's announcements about the survey. Because that survey doing something tangible to put the wheels in motion even more is just going to feel so damn good.
Yep. I don't expect my physical goods until, like, the end of 2019 or halfway through 2019 or something.
I'd like to get them beforehand, but I don't think...
No.
It's not a major concern. The game comes first.
Yep.
All of that other stuff is going to be cool as hell.
Yep.
Definitely be an unboxing video for it.
Yeah.
Because physical stuff, I think we get the exact same. I think the only difference was the
digital in-game stuff.
I'm the dice blocking you the action figure.
Yeah, we'll do synchronized unboxing. We'll just put the boxes beside each other, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then
we'll have like the synchronized swimming hats on. And
yeah, we'll put some nice
do it in a pool.
Music on. We'll do it in a pool.
There'll be judges.
Yeah.
We'll have to bribe the French judge. Yeah, I think that's it for this episode. Yeah, my Shenmue collection is coming along pretty nice. I think we'll do a video on those sometime in the future. Right now, I'm concentrating on collecting the player's guides. And I just found out there's a couple more that I didn't know about.
Oh, geez.
There's one, I don't know how in-depth it gets, but it's 3 player's guides in one. It's Dino Crisis, Majora's Mask, and Shenmue.
What?
And it doesn't look like a book, it looks more of magazine style.
Okay, I was going to say that must be a magazine's side project or something.
But yeah, it looks like it's, from what I kind of understand, I think it's in Spanish, or a language similar to Spanish, and it looks like it's talking about complete guides, so who knows, we'll see. So we'll, I think that's it for this episode. So we do have another episode coming up in the future, the music of Shenmue 2. So please send us your favorite songs, like single track from that. You can put them on our Facebook page, Twitter, Shenmue AM2 Pod, Shenmue AM2 Podcast at gmail.com, youtube.com/Shenmue AM2 Podcast. iTunes, Shenmue AM2 Podcast. Please thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I think that's it for this episode. Not week, this episode.
Yeah. Alright, so this episode was brought to you by Come Over Guest House.
Come Over Guest House. You can check out anytime you like, and you can never pay if you want. Have a good one.
Bye.